Hey guys, before this video starts, I just want to point out that I did make a cord for all y'all like a week ago, so go drop by. I'll be hanging around there and possibly doing a real giveaway. That's all. Link in the description. Hey YouTube, it's your boy Mizuki back in another video, and in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the purpose of the watch we've been seeing and hearing about oh so many times. In today's video, I've dissected this piece of accessory and figured out that it's not just an ability and or accessory, and it ties a lot deeper into the roots of Fullbringers than y'all may think. And I think I basically figured out the purpose of it. Now, as always, before making this video, I've discussed this info with the active members of the game, as well as the mods, and the content creators such as myself to solidify my point of view. I've also made time segments for today's video, the first one being the background and the basics, the second part being the truth about the watch and how I know. And lastly, I'll cap off with a nice outro as usual. So now without further ado, let's hop right into the video. Well, let's start with what we do know about Fullbringers. And to put it simply, a couple things. They're basically superhumans who in game will be able to achieve this ability without having to die. We also know that every Fullbringer upon achieving the ability will wear a suit, and that is the way that players in the game will be able to separate Fullbringers from obviously Quincy's, Soul Reapers, Hollows, and obviously regular humans. Now guess what? There are two more distinctions between Fullbringers and all the other races. The second one, or the first one out of the two, is pretty obvious, and that's that, yes, Fullbringers do possess a different colored flash step, as shown by Tsukishima in the show and other characters. A green flash step was also shown to be the official separation in the showcase we were given not so long ago, where two Fullbringers wielding Black Silence duked it out. It was clear that every flash step they took, it was green, as well as any ability they performed overall. The Fullbringers did show signs of green aura. Period. Now, y'all may be asking yourselves, well, what's the point, or what's the third distinction? Well, if you haven't guessed already, it is the watch. And now I know a lot of y'all will go to the comment section and argue otherwise, but before you do, here's my rationale. And here's some info I was able to gather from the active members I spoke of earlier. Well, point one, in the Book of Bringers, and to be exact, in chapter 3 of the Book of Bringers, there's a part of the dialogue where the narrator basically says, I saw him turn his watch into a lethal object when he felt my presence. It is odd though, when we fought, it seemed he could really only do this to his watch. He can alter the environment ever so slightly, however not to the level that he's able to with his watch. And again, let me go back. I saw him turn his watch into a lethal object. Familiar? That's basically the beginning of the showcase that was given to us. It was a cutoff, but the first second we got of the fight, you could see the player lower his arm. So basically, I would assume that they cut off the part where he probably did something to his watch and transformed that shit into, mind my French, he turned it into the sword, which is really cool. And again, another part is he can alter the environment ever so slightly, however, not to the level that he's able to with his watch. So I mean, here we go. That's literally all the info I need to provide for y'all to prove to y'all that this is like the Fullbringer Zanpakuto. Basically, a watch is the Zanpakuto, the Shikai is the weapon that's summoned from turning the watch, and the watch is, as described in the text, a motherboard type of device. And by that I mean all the Fullbringer's abilities come from this watch. His sword, as mentioned in the text, the Fullbringer could also slightly alter the environment by turning his watch, which is another big turning point, since the watch ain't just a distinction accessory and a sword, but also something that you can use to crack out cool abilities. But anyways, the watch serves two purposes. It acts as a distinction item, as well as the basis of Fullbringer progression. You become a Fullbringer, you get a tux, green aura, and a watch that you can upgrade by probably meditating and fighting NPCs, leveling, etc. And from there, you'll probably unlock your sword or randomized weapon, which will give you an ability, and later on probably unlock your Fullbringer potential, or kind of like a Bankai for Fullbringers. Regardless, I'm just happy we finally are able to bust this puzzle once and for all. Also keep in mind, and something that I notice a lot of people kind of skipping over, is the part where why can't I not pronounce this? Is the part where Fullbringer narrator talks about how he was able to shift and alter the environment. Could this be the Riruku ability I was so pushy about in my previous video? Could it? Is there a chance that we could get an ability that could at least put illusions into your opponent's minds? Because here's the thing. There's two types of combat styles as a Fullbringer. There's melee combat, which Jackie, Ginjo, and Tsukishima used, and there's the environment altering ones that the other three members used, including obviously Riruka and the other two characters. I forgot their names. Yuriko is one of them, right? And then there's that gaming kid, whatever his name is. But this little spoiler tells us a lot about this upcoming update. And this feature, and basically what it features, it'll include, which I'm very excited about. Why did I say it like this? Anyways. But aside from that, that's all I got for today's video. Obviously, like everyone else, I'm very excited for this update. As a matter of fact, go check out my previous video about the Fullbringer HQ location and the watchability that I described in it. But on that note, like, sub, all the proper things, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.